Good evening, finance experts. So, for my backtesting strategy, I my hypothesis was that the higher the beta, the higher the short-term returns, and the lower the beta, the higher the long-term returns. So basically, there would be a negative relationship between beta and returns for the long term, and a positive relationship for beta and short-term returns. So I took my information off of Fidelity. I used mutual funds to test. So for the regression, once I ran it, you can see that for the beta coefficient, it's positive. So for 1 year, the short-term returns and the higher beta are positively correlated. So the next thing is, so I checked the p-value, and the p-value is weakly correlated. So there's not really any statistical significance. So you can't actually reject the null hypothesis that there's not a relationship between higher beta and short-term returns. So next, I ran a regression for, I'm sorry, actually, I ran a regression for the 3-year returns. So for the 3-year returns, they're still positively correlated, and the p-value is 0.3343. So again, that's a weak statistical significance. So we can't actually use this to reject the null hypothesis and say that the higher betas are going to lead to higher short-term returns. So next I tested the 10-year returns, and for the 10-year returns, the beta is 0.049, positively correlated again, which is not in line with my hypothesis that they would be negatively correlated. The p-value is 0.15, and that's a higher statistical significance than these other ones, but it's still not statistically significant enough to reject the null hypothesis. So, in conclusion, you can't reject the null hypothesis that there's not a relationship between the higher beta and the short-term returns, and I can't accept my hypothesis that higher betas would lead to higher short-term returns, and lower betas would lead to higher long-term returns. Thank you.